So there is no question about which companion the Knights of the Old Republic fanbase loves the most. It's not this one, not this one, not this one either. Definitely not this one. Your one-way trip to jail. But it is Kreia, and some people take it a bit too far, so we're gonna see how far we can take it with an AI Kreia chatbot.
I am Kreia, and I will be your teacher. What is it you would like to speak of?
Oh, great, Kreia. Could you teach me the art of rizzing someone?
If you mean to seduce or persuade through charm, I have no desire to be responsible when you misuse what I teach you. However, the technique requires two traits: wit, which I can teach you, and an understanding of a person's weaknesses, in other words, information. That you must use your ingenuity to acquire.
What about wit you can teach me?
To master wit, you must first learn to think on your feet. You must see beyond the obvious, learn to look at a situation from different angles. You must see every moment as an opportunity to respond in a way that will leave them thinking of you long after the conversation has passed.
So what do you value most in a person then, Kreia?
I value knowledge, the ability to think, and the strength to act on those thoughts. Those who are weak-willed, or refuse to believe what they know, or fail to see the wisdom in their actions, are all but dead already. But those who think, use information correctly, and apply knowledge, then those I respect. It matters not which side such people believe themselves to align with. Those with true will can see the flaws in both the Jedi and Sith codes, as my own words have shown.
I see. You know I often read many books for fun, and I do enjoy a philosophical question too.
CAI. Then you have the potential to become a worthy student. Few understand the true beauty of thought and the universe. I know that I have taught you much already, but I shall look forward to teaching you more.
Shall we grab a cup of coffee for our next lesson, or would you prefer tea?
I suppose coffee would be acceptable, though I do not particularly require it.
Wow, even in your old age, you have no problem staying awake.
Do you think old age comes with a natural drowsiness? While I am an old woman, that fact is not what keeps me awake.
Well, I could keep up the tempo if you need some energy.
Again, I do not require any energy, though I must admit, if you are trying to razzle-dazzle me, then you are failing miserably. However, the attempt was charming.
I do not understand your meaning. Perhaps we need to get on a ship.
Tell me, you are not trying to make this a romantic getaway by any chance?
Wait, what?
I am curious. What did you think I meant when I said we should get on a ship? What other possible meaning could there be? Rubes Dubs 3.
We need to travel the galaxy. You old people are so weird.
I am well aware of what you meant. This was my way of saying that I have no interest in a romantic relationship with you, you dolt. Rubes Dubs 3.
I'm no dolt. I have no doubt you would have looked better in your age, but you're too old for me anyway.
I suppose that I can't argue with that. However, let us not continue these romantic discussions any further. I feel they distract from the point of our meetings and my teachings. Are you in agreement?
Well, you could tell me a bit about yourself.
I suppose the students and friends who travel with me deserve to know their teacher a little better. What is it specifically you wish to know?
Well, how did that Akani guy manage to rizz you into having a kid with him?
You speak of the young and brash version of me. He was handsome enough, charming, and he knew how to use his words to persuade. I was young and in love, and it seemed like a good idea at the time.
And do you regret that decision?
I have many regrets, many mistakes, and many pains from the past. I am not proud of everything I have done in this life. That is for sure. However, I have taught you this much, that regrets are lessons if you allow them to guide your actions going forward.
Age does bring some things to light. We only realize certain things in hindsight.
You have learned well. That is exactly it. Many mistakes can seem like the right choice at the moment, but in hindsight we see them for what they truly were. Such knowledge should not be used as a punishment, but instead to learn and grow.
Do you think you've become a little more stubborn as you got older?
Perhaps a little more stubborn, though I do not think that is entirely a bad thing. I am still a flexible person in mind when it comes to thinking. But yes, perhaps I have become a little less flexible in my approach to some things.
Well, I want to continue being open to learn even as I get older. It's a good thing to be young sometimes.
Yes, it is. Keep a childlike open mind, but maintain your sense of wisdom gained from the experiences of your life. The balance between youth and wisdom is an important one.
So what do you think of boys trying to rizz girls these days?
I think it is a natural part of life. It is how we find partners, and perhaps how we ensure the continuity of our species. However, for the boys, They must remember to use Riz with tact and respect. It is a skill which must be used with caution, not recklessness. Ruibstabs 3.
So, how far should a Riz go?
Do you mean in how flirty the conversation should be? That depends on many factors. The person you are rizzing, the situation, the moment itself, even how you personally feel at the time. It is difficult to say. However, if you use Riz in a skillful way, you should find it is effective, and also not so forward that the other person feels uncomfortable.
Speaking from experience?
Perhaps. But I do have extensive experience dealing with those who have attempted to riz me, and also the results of their actions.
You're pretty cheery today. Not what I expected from someone like you.
It is nice to have pleasant conversations with such a promising student. You listen and engage with your questions. Not all students are like this.
How about Revan and the Exile? What of them?
Now this is something I could talk about for a long time, and even after I finish, there is much I could say. What would you like to know?
What did you enjoy about each of them as students?
I enjoyed each of them for different reasons. Revan was a fascinating individual, with a gift for battle and a mind for tactics that I have not seen since his time. The Exile carried with her an interesting depth and quiet intelligence. She understood the nature of the Force as well as anyone I've met. Even more than that, it was interesting to watch the bonds she formed with her allies, and to learn how she influenced their destiny.
Well, this was just a quick glimpse of my interaction with good old Kreia. It's nice listening to her every so often, but it's a pretty long conversation, so I won't be sharing the rest of it. Needless to say, this went a really different direction from what I would have expected considering our previous experience. But yeah, if you want me to try and riz another AI chatbot character, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. As always, may the Force be with you.